coach here. Almost celebrity coach in the chain Chelsea and Jose Mourinho. Yeah, I mean who be ABA obi who be a kaimi ana so we be tap me shoulder no akash and say ABA team we any coach we they are giving the same energy, they are giving the same vibe there. Because if you look at Jose Mourinho ne how our Chelsea son soro, and even when he met someone that is worked at Chelsea for that period of time, you know, now how na enkita hu die ni sitie any how no my siko ya. It should tell you the kind of respect Jose Mourinho oma the inkofo no me no Chelsea pain anyhow we treat no. And even in one of the interviews that I listened to, Nensaba no can say some of the teams we are say when MON-FRI they try to erase you from their history, but he's not seen that team of Chelsea more. Because if you look at how Chelsea is celebrating, even in omo rooms omo press conference near that, sometimes our pictures are watching the trophies and so that should tell you that Chelsea is a team that omo adore Jose Mourinho. And so Jose Mourinho, he thinks that he is part of Chelsea's history, and Chelsea is a part of Jose Mourinho. To some extent, he made Chelsea and Chelsea made him. And it is something that how our Reno Enswe. He's been at so many clubs, but none of the clubs and man that sort of a reception, that sort of respect. Maybe probably the size of Chelsea. Because if you look at Manchester United, you look at Real Madrid, the money there. These are teams that managers or more brow team. They will probably not give you that thumbs up and give you that respect. Now more no making merry near the but for Chelsea, they've shown Jose Mourinho love. And in one say he still be a blue, but for now he's working at Benfica and what the red color no and so be Juma. But not coming to Stamford Bridge in terms of the last 6 versus Taiwan, and it's not being something that nice. Because Osher the last 6 now lose 4 about draw 2. But the last time he won at the Stamford Bridge was in the Champions League 2010. When in Tamland Bar at Stamford Bridge. That was the time that Jose Mourinho and Yomano. But his same papa more mean can be breeze. But this game mean who's a Chelsea be winning. Give me who's a Chelsea be winning. Because Chelsea now minimum mean to be grand trust to 11 be winning. Because in recent time, Chelsea are Chelsea red card against Manchester United, against a team my friend Brighton. And immediately red card no, coach no, a PE master. Because the red card now doing no more in Nana Chelsea and your coach in a PE master Juman Aoye. And also the last 2 games, Nanko bet my new year after Chelsea did red card. So it should tell you that Maresca na accept it Neoma. And to bet my new year, but in this particular game, if you look at Benfica for now, they've not been in the best of shape. A year Champions League. They almost a 1 game Ben or Marble, losing against Karabakh. Chelsea lost against Bayern Munich. So compared 2 teams now, but we are Chelsea lose here, anyway Benfica lose here. No difference in your pay. Bayern Munich is a big team. They have quality players. People think that they can even win the Champions League, not Karabakh. But if you look at Jose Mourinho Benfica, no. Nanke Chelsea ne Benfica ne eba nke lightweight match the match me Chelsea, but Jose Mourinho factor no my game never very difficult.
Okay,
knowing that said we see na park no so me papa you be ojibibi adi we heard we see na park no so ani ade na team say what kind of route and what kind of ma why here was Stamford Bridge Park and so today he's going to cause problem for team of Chelsea. If so right friend or Maresca will be under pressure and you be free and the alcohol because the Obabia Chelsea no apeja nyumu kakra because winning the Conference League and winning the Club World Cup no at the church for now a place, and me particularly I think no more do but they deserve to be dining with the big boys on the table, and now they are playing the Champions League. In the last 4 matches they've won 1 pair and no corner against Lincoln as for that match in your match. It's just say to me I did be pressure free coach, so me I don't support to be on the pressure on Maresca. Because we are Chelsea need free banner, and the experience at Chelsea no wo mutim kaweli no, and yeah be over expected. But this game is going to be a difficult game for him. Jose Mourinho at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League in America. The last time was 2010 with Inter. But who you know free wa the last 6 are Babiano, a yenchodie, and I say a draw no they call. Then today I think that he will be taking draw away. Chelsea winning the game, no, it's not something I see say a bit me see. Kwaku Osha Atletico Madrid and now Diego Simeone winning at the tia Real Madrid. It took a lot of pressure off the shoulders.
Yeah.
Because if you look at CZ way, more than more na or more bar, then senem fata. After spending that huge sums of money, no, we expect something better, something nice from Diego Simeone. But he's not been given that sort of result. But if you look at the Real Madrid team, no more fly in terms of more ankasa, no more year and wins are no more winning. It was not a flamboyant performance from Real Madrid. They were not playing, they were not convincing in their wins. But the most important thing when you are building a team is your wins, you know. So people felt that Real Madrid team they went to Atletico Madrid and it was a chaotic scene at the moment. 5-2 and Atletico Madrid for the share Real Madrid. And that is something that it should give Simeone some breathing space. But they've respected him and he's done so much for them. And when it comes to sacking coaches, but I saw one because to whom much is given, much is expected. He's the most paid coach we say. She players or Tobaye spending our spending. Any the kind of results our them and he needs to do better. Frankfurt for a team that this season too they are flying. So what show games for my bonnie this season game be a MON-FRI says goals as saying Frankfurt for no. If Gomobo no Mobon. So today is going to be avalanche of goals. Wonder Metropolitano. Goals no yadi BPM. But I'm trusting Team Atletico Madrid to win this game. Not because of VBR. Simeone needs to add something to the Norman Away, and he lost at Liverpool. Frankfurt should be a lightweight for him. It should be a place where Obetimia started to get the mojo back, get the breathing space after winning against Real Madrid. When you win a derby, it gives you that sort of a confidence, that sort of a momentum, and he's gotten that in that Madrid derby. And today he needs to do something. One yes, now is going to be issue for Team Atletico Madrid. Because yet Tiabetiana and Yakans and Echano. Tiabetiana obviously ye cheko. Tis ye Chabetiano qua, you need to get something from it. And today, Frankfurt shouldn't be a team that has Atletico Madrid.
You know something about coach. About Spain on, maybe I'm in Mudin Commander Mecana with the Mosser. Atletico Madrid season your Mutri, your more matches too bad. Real Madrid woman away. Apart from no, Ushia Madrid, baby, and I'm married. Okay. I can't buy European competition. Ushia Barcelona has on more border. Oh, what notices are the night?
My notices are there, no, by a systems. That has made me believe. You see, Osha Basa system now, that Ugidi now the beba, that Ubugana the bebano, regardless team of Basa the neighbor, they won't play that tactics.
I know
they won't play that system.
Se one Real Madrid boba or bobo no man who say is a coach and inside Jumano. Eh, Omoni Bugao. Omo the bot Nana Omoni Madrid no first 50 minutes one. Nay Diana go beba. Okay. Pressure not modern Madrid no. Boshia Barcelona on. Opa first Manisha Barcelona
because Osha Basa team now, how Obe prepared towards that game near different as all prepared against Real Madrid. And said okay, so a starting game or ball possession football or control game near the other. That game won't scare Barcelona. So when Barca started, now see a starting game, no, you've decided to play Barca's game. Play to suit Barca system, no, who possess a ball, no, on any bona pia. That is what Barca pay. And when he's preparing towards Barcelona games, he will probably not be thinking, say, I'm going to that game and prepare to suit Barcelona. And to the upper team, so when the Barca bar, they decide to give that flair, no. Barca will give you what to because that is their system and they love to play teams on Barca. To the time one Barca did not ask when take it again. Oshia Papa Venga non super so bobia. And who results easy. And mostly teams to Mushia Barca they play that system no. Barca to me do more proper position pa. Into are prepared to that match on Barca system ninkum and heading ebe etimiahano. So I think he needs to win against team my friend or Frankfurt. A new game that and looking at the fact that Antoine Griezmann also wants to do something, no, or no soon come now unto me and ye no my never be and so intim so kwaku MON-FRI Champions League ni mo na me nim komoka kra because me say dey maestro ba be Champions League ni mo bagaku Arsenal kyerese now they want to do things the right way Kwaku, gone are the days when who's a player be Peja was now. The person will probably go as a free agent or a beton. But if you look at them season we are, so almost center penny no more renew more contract.
Yeah.
That is a sign of a team that opposite will keeping the players. One thing that I was tasking Newcastle for them to do or they fail to do, no, because if you are a team that you want to dine with the big teams, you need to have your players around. We've seen a couple of times where not teams like I say, maybe to say Steven Gerrard more, Frank Lampard more, any other day in their teams. But because they wanted to be big teams, they decided not to let the players leave. And that is what makes you a big club, because you will play against these teams. And you know that Tottenham, any or Tony player, them teams in England. No. Or we kill the team, no strengthen the competitor. Something that are high in African teams, you Ghana team, to be precise. You told your players, no more, and no, that's how saying. But for him to have decided on keeping players, because last season, when the Real Madrid free Champions League game, Real Madrid wanted Saliba. Yeah. They wanted him, but now they've given him years to stay at Team FN Arsenal. So or China but the thing that they've done, say, your man of contract extension. So even if he's leaving now, he's going to leave with a price tag, and a big one for that matter. That alone is something that Lewis Kelly as one is a player that or emerging. Very, very bright. And if you look at the modern one or bright future ahead of him, they also tied him because they want to keep their players. So they've tied him. But these two players are not as important to Arsenal's system to say Gabriel Magalhaes and Abrante Saliba. So for them to have been able to convince them to stay, I think it's a good one. Now, the beer ye clever say kuna teno ba be ni pa on the remade ne de utimi say de ye ne de den ya obetimi akono akwa akogina mu ho. It's something that oye ne den a obekono akwa akobo. And that is something that you heard him say. But for Arsenal to have decided, say, you keep these two players no for Montana, no Montuasu, yes, Edgemano, and Farmer, team of friend Arsenal. I think say a thumbs up. Kwaku, the Manchester United legend should keep quiet. I've seen Rooney talking about Amorim, Rio Ferdinand, or Kabi, Gary Neville, or Kabi Niadiade. I saw the special one doing coaches no or performance or what they are my Kwaku. If not for BBR, me, I'm happy with what is happening to Manchester United.
Reason is it?
The way they treated Jose Mourinho when he said the gospel truth. They feel say, oh, this Manchester United, the big team, they didn't now say what achievements what also second. But that was the reality. That was when the Manchester United dinner. Since that second position, when last, and I was a Manchester United rat off on him. Yes, ABOU ref for being coming. Since Jose Mourinho to also second now or call you know. One was ABOU or Manchester United. So that was the gospel truth. But they felt say Jose Mourinho na ball mu team na team no mo dia or mu nim team no. In some no man come from Anfa Jose Mourinho. When Jose Mourinho felt that some players are too comfortable, they needed to be disciplined. They felt that Jose Mourinho they say not here. But Jose Mourinho was giving them the gospel truth. He gave them that and they failed to understand. Now what can somebody and if I say Mourinho and say Jose Mourinho the achievement he gave them, the kind of points will to make Jamal Mono. When yes was a coach behind your books say our team of Manchester United more. So they are going to suffer. And me, whoever that decides to come to Manchester United, say yes, I would get to say why you a woman say I want you any problems when it comes to tactics and other things. Or no, he's not being the man that we expected him to be. Because Manchester United team there that one you kind of system not to so it's not a bad team, sir. Because other teams if you are more excel with Europe near there. Manchester United team no what's the same year a idea beboy. Young for Manchester United issues concerning him the home and chain. Coach to he's been a problem. Or no one casano, he's been a problem. Even if any other toes no cry and say we know say Manchester United the bebo match. This is not a bad team.
Mate, why?
Why Terminazo?
Manu for Dawasi. Why?
Terminazo.
Manu for Dawasi.
20 years Liverpool ko Istanbul.
Yeah. Another fine and a nice.
Yeah, me list no one. Say I didn't farm any.
It's a fine game, a very fine. My job is
a time.
I'm share phrase your WhatsApp and good afternoon, guys. You are doing a great job.